And I'm going to say that after each title of a poem. Okay? All right. A black mother's instructions. You heard me?
We heard you, sis.
Follow the breadcrumbs I've laid out for you, my son. Follow these instructions so that your life won't be choked from your lungs. Well, for one, don't jog in the neighborhood, and be sure not to do so around a construction site. 2, please be sure to carry a counterfeit pen on you at all times, because even though the bank may just give you a fake 20, you can end up serving a life sentence on the pavement. 3, don't get drunk, don't get high, don't go to Wendy's, don't give them a reason to ask you any questions. 4, don't wear hoodies and don't eat Skittles. 5, be back in the house by 7 p.m. 6, I know you'll want to, but you can't let them see you cry. And even though you might just become numb to the injustices you face, as your mother, I'll let you cry on my shoulders, and we will take it to Jesus together. 7, never go anywhere isolated, especially with no white kids or white girl, period. 8, remember, this country wasn't made with you in mind, but you were created intentionally on my mind and in the mind of the Heavenly Father. Please hear me when I tell you. Being black in America is no crime, although it has brought mothers to tears and dads crying about their black sons being slaughtered in the streets. My son, you are no crime, but many think that you are the creator of sin. Your black skin often strikes unprecedented fear in the hearts of America. No, not due to anything you've done. It has a lot to do with media and the portrayal, the betrayal of you. Well, no, not you, but those that look like you. But be of good courage and be proud of you. Truth is, I pray for this day not to have to tell you about this vibranium weapon that's called your melanin. But for some reason, these folks want it. They envy you, Black King. They want to move through life mightily just like you, Black King. No matter the redlining of this neighborhood, you're still intelligent, Black King, and you will succeed, Black King. You're my son, Black King, and your voice is important to me, Black King. You will be heard. You will never be equal to the white man because your blood is stronger, baby. They may never even feel your pain. They may never understand it, but I pray you don't allow one's ignorance to hold you captive in your soul. As much as hate has tried to take hold of my heart and brain, I've had to learn to let it go and to let God into this broken heart of mine. So be of good courage, my Black King of a son. I still do yet believe a real change is going to come. A black mother's instructions. Okay, hallelujah. I got my daddy's chocolate skin given to by God, written by Rashavia Nicole Welch. I got my daddy's chocolate skin. I got my daddy's blood within. I even acquired my daddy's pain. Pain was understood fully when he decided to walk away. I got my daddy's complexion. Some of his sense of humor. I've acquired some of his frustrations and lamentations. We are alike in many ways. That's no rumor. Actual, factual, and sometimes regrettable, I might add. I have some things about my father I could have done without, though. I could have done without his absence. I mean, I love being a child in the same house with him. I could have done without some of his responsibilities too. But I felt like the man of the house, no more 18-year-old tranquility. A woman, a strong Black woman, I became. From homelessness to rape, to maintaining a decent GPA at an online college, to seeking out replacements to replace this gaping, dented hole in my heart where he used to be. I remember having trouble sleeping. It would be 3 in the morning, and I'd see my daddy's office light open. And I just had to speak to you. I'd ask you about your sermons, and I read the Greek words on the wall. I see you push past the tiredness of the day just to study to show thyself approved. I saw disdain cycles. I saw you cry for a break. I saw your pride take over you when you thought you could afford a break from your offsprings. You just can't. Now I'm a mother, and my daughters are looking at me. I hear their cries at night. I hold their hands. They're not my responsibility solely. They're a part of my purpose. All the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. My baby's crying, and I will watch them grow. They'll know a presence that I've never known. And I think to myself, this world wouldn't be wonderful without their touch and minds. Thank you, Daddy, for your tenacity to be a human and flawed, but with outbursts of emotional anger can follow permanent consequences neither of us are ready for. I got my daddy's chocolate skin. Oh, we feel real black. I love it. I love y'all. We love each other. I feel it. Amen. Come on now. All right. Gosh. Let's get back to business. Right? Wasn't that fun? Yo, you did it. Yo, shout out to the producer of the evening. Mr. Chris himself, y'all, he a mastermind. Like, give it up. For real. This next one is called Off My Neck. Get your crusty, ashy behind me off my neck. I ain't no anti-white, but I am anti-bullish. Ishmaels, you giving up your birthrights for temporary pleasure. You trading in your now hatred for heavenly placement. Dang, racism sucks. It's sucking life out of my lungs, hard to breathe. You steady resting in the past and what things of this nature brought to you. I'm sick of your kinds of games.
No wonder folks still sleeping in the 21st grade. Century. It's been going on for centuries, longer than a symphony. The revolution starts now because they ain't got no sympathy, especially to some people who are of our ethnicity, still bathing in burnt flesh-scented waters, drying ourselves in liberty-colored nooses, stories one-sided like exclusives, making reality and exclusion to the truth. And life's so simple, we confuse it. It's confusing. I'm just telling you what the truth is, because life ain't been no crystal stair. It's been bare. Where? Oh, where do we go from here, huh? Do we swing low and wait for the sweet chariot to take us home? Do we wade in the water and wait until God troubles them? Where do we go from here? Well, I'll tell you. But first, we must understand where we are. Ashe. Whew. So, you know what? That poem was supposed to be an extension because it's supposed to talk about solutions. But that's another story because I'll get on my soapbox. So I'm going to
bring it, Bob, man. Come on, Bible, man. Bring it. Woo!
Bring it? Oh, is the crowd able to get into the
conversation? Come on, bring it, girl, bring it.
So
interactive up in here.
I did that piece at I think it was it Memphis? I forget where it was. I think it was Memphis. But I did it, I did it at the Civil Rights Museum. And it was a slam. And the title or the topic was, where do we go from here? And I wanted to talk about solutions. Where do we go from here? Do people even know where we are? It's almost like asking, where do we go in our relationship if you don't even know where y'all stand? You don't even know if you're in a relationship. And I feel like right now, in this state of America, I'm commending everybody out here on the front lines. I'm commending everybody out here behind the scenes, building from the ground up, doing whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing within your capacity, because everybody ain't supposed to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not going to be a Malcolm X. Everybody's not going to be out here marching and protesting. Everybody's not going to own a business. But whatever it is that you do, it should in some way benefit the people around you. And if you are doing that, you are uplifting us. So ask yourself, is what I'm doing benefiting the people behind me, the people in front of me? Right? We have to come up with solutions, strategize solutions, not just hot air. And I understand we're furious, we're pissed off, but let's just be real. There's a lot of fake angry people. Let's just be real about the situation. There's a lot of fake angry people.
Yes.
It could be your brother. I got a bunch of brothers, a bunch of them, and it can be one of them. I got men in my life that I love. I got a stepfather. I got a grandfather. I got friends. We got CJ in the back. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. What is our solution? And it starts with the entire system, meaning we have to get to the root of it and dig it up.
Yes.
We can't start from the surface.
Come on.
Dig from the root, and it's gonna take some time, y'all, but we have to start now. So whatever your capacity is, ask yourself, what is the thing that I do the best with the least amount of effort? That is your gift. That is your gift. Use it to uplift your people. Use it to push us forward in some type of capacity. I don't care if it's frying chicken.
Yes.
Make it with love. Make it with love and make it with us in mind, period. Because we are all we got at the end of the day.
That's right.
Yes.
But anyway, so if y'all want to chime in, we can have this conversation. We can have this conversation. So I am going to read from my book called Same Sky, Different Light. And can I, hold on, let me see. Let's see, where do I want to go? I want to first talk about this. I'm really thankful for this platform specifically because it takes a lot to believe in yourself. It takes a lot of going through things and not knowing yourself for a little while in order for you to really go into who you really are and how can I affect the world around me? How can I be a benefit? When I wrote this book, it was on a whim. It was with $20 and I ain't have nothing else, literally. I had $20 and I had my laptop and I was tired of talking about it. So I was so displeased. I'm like, this is not a representation of me as a writer. I know I can go harder, but it's a start. That's the hardest part, to start, y'all. So anybody out there watching, just start. Start somewhere. It's the hardest part. Even if you're not completely satisfied with the results, that is okay. You started. You can always edit a bad page, but you can't edit a blank one.
All right now.
So before each one of my pieces, I put a little like quote in the beginning of it, right? So this is a little quote, a little conversation in the beginning. It says, I've often tried to understand this mind of mine. No matter how hard I try, I never can. I can go from John Coltrane to UGK in an instant. I've learned to love the dynamic of myself. I understand that sometimes there is beauty in mystery. Instead of figuring it out, I let it figure me out. So it's called Me. It says, she's that smooth, astronomical, galactic, extraterrestrial, linguistic, metaphorical soliloquy. She's that airborne poem poetically penetrating the mind, the biblical oratory mechanism that feeds the soul, the symbolic, chronic, tonic, bubonic machine technologically driven by verbs, nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and clauses. She's a phrase that rolls off the tongue easy, like do more than what you're paid to do, and one day you'll get paid for more than you do. The literary laundromat, washing away all the bullshit you once thought was real. The true McCoy, the prototype of the universe, wrapped in raps and songs that give you jazz on the lawn or bloods on the block or black boys and cops. I'm talking some serious shit that'll make you delirious, curious as to why she's as smooth as ice, twice as nice. Darius and Nina, Martin and Gina, the dreamer of dreamers, the fresh, on the turntables, giving anecdotal quotes, giving people hope, hip-hopping over these new generation morons. She's an oxymoron like bitch, you a queen. She's an oxymoron, a contradiction like bitch. You are a queen with wisdom beyond measure, pit stopping at the local shelter on her way down Change the Game Avenue on the corner of Love Yourself Drive, leaving you hoping for the mental capacity to hold the depths of her unconquerable soul. She's out of control. She is the writer's block you speak of, the prose you think of, the monologue you recite, the lyrics you write, the paper you type, the sum total of all things right. I said she's the sum total of all things right, the sum total of all things writers write and thinkers think. She is the pen that bleeds as people release their innermost feelings. She is the Spody Odie Dopalicious, the Giant Steps, the Bankhead, the Buckhead, the South Side of the Shah, the Beverly Hills, the Crenshaw Mafia, the fuck your bitch and the click you claim, the we gotta make change the brain. She is me. And that's that. Anyways, this piece is called Soul Food. I mean, I did 1, 2, 3, okay. This one is called Soul Food, and it is talking about a special love that I had experienced, and you know how sometimes you know when you think about soul food, it lasts all day. You eat it and you full all day. You satisfy, and that was what this love was like. So it goes like this. When the world is at war and no one seems to understand you, can I be your peace? Can I be the one you run to when you feel weak and your limbs can no longer carry the load of this world? May you saturate your mind and allow our thoughts to flow fluidly, as if they couldn't exist without each other. As if your mind was hydrogen and mine was oxygen, and together we'd flow like the river of Jordan, so easily, so naturally. After societal constructs have tried to destruct who you truly are and construct a decoy, can I be the one that reminds you that there's nothing like the real thing, baby? Can I be the sugar in your rice, the tea bag in your heated water, the cornbread to your neck bones? Together we mesh so perfectly as my lips connect to your neck bone, my backbone, collarbone, knee bone, thuggish, ruggish bone slips at the thought of being a place you call home. Is it all right if I'm the brown sugar to your candied yams, the pot liquor to your greens, the finger licks after you ate something greasy, that recipe that makes life easy, that crispy corn in a pan of peach cobbler that everybody wants? Better yet, let me be the scoop of vanilla ice cream on top, the beat to your box, the where to your rock. You be Tupac ice cream, fuck the cops, the pop to your lock, the block when it's hot, the clip in your Glock, the book that teaches you why they don't want. It's called Back When Life Seemed Simple, and it's a simpler, but it's more towards my grandma who just passed away. And that was my road dog, y'all. Do you hear me? That was my ace boom coon, my love. And I don't feel saddened anymore because, of course, you get sad every now and again, but I just feel her spirit in me. And I feel like I've learned a lot about death and life and how it's really just a transition. Like, we're on this realm and things can get higher. Like, anything is possible. Like, I'm speaking words right now. Everything that I'm saying, anything that I want is manifesting. I am a bestseller. I am the shit. I am going places. Whatever you want, you have the capacity to like manifest it.
That's right.
And even the negative parts, right? And so although my grandma was a wonderful woman, she had a lot of negative qualities about her. And in my family, we tell each other like it is. We tell each other the truth. And, out of love, of course. And, I was saying to her one day that, Grandma, you got to forgive. You have to forgive for you, because it's eating you alive. It really did until she passed. And so this poem was called Back When Life Seemed Simple. It said, matter of fact, let me read the quote before. It says, or not quote, but have you ever had someone you loved but couldn't be around? Someone who lived their future in past tense? Sometimes those people are in your family. Have you heard the saying, what's done in the dark comes to the light? Sometimes the secret rage you hold in your heart begins to show itself in your physical well-being. Remember to remind people that the future can't be seen from the rearview mirror. It's called Back When Life Seemed Simple. Peace prompted smiles that rested upon your face so contented, as if the sun had given birth to them, promptly began to fade as the stab of life's sorrows pierced deeply through your mind and delivered itself to the front steps of your heartstrings, causing that once effortless smile to become forced, only noticeable in the presence of those you allowed to care for you. Oh, where is the happiness that once bloomed like cherry blossoms in Washington, perhaps consumed in those old lingering memories of what used to be and what could have been? One whose strength once needed no permission to push through the door of possibility is now forcing you in the most vulnerable and unprepossessing state I've ever seen you in. Now legs that once were not afraid to present their beauty or reveal themselves strong are now hiding behind long pants and floor-length skirts to mask the wounds and blisters. Now the crown that rested on your head outlined with silver ornaments and black gold has now fallen after such a long walk with a bended neck. Now the grace comparable to Jones is no longer recognizable or conceivable. Now the heart that was once able to beat to the drums of smooth jazz and sunny afternoons, full of joy and pleasantness, is now bitter, living in regret and slowly dying. Oh, where is the vibrant woman I used to be so graced to be in the presence of, but now hide from? Perhaps allowing the things she hid intrinsically to manifest outwardly, thus living her death slowly. Perhaps consumed in those old lingering memories of what used to be and what could have been. Perhaps consumed in the vast memories of when life seemed simple. And that's that, y'all. So yes, God rest Grandma's soul, love you forever. And if you have people in your life or you've lost somebody, I wish you well. I wish you well in healing. It is a difficult process to deal with. But once you change the way you look at things around you begin to change. So look at that differently, look at it as a comfort, go to those people. Talk to your ancestors like you talk to God, have a conversation. I still have conversations with my grandma. So that was to her. And everything that I do from here on out is dedicated to her and everybody around me. So yes, that is me. Thank you for this platform. I enjoyed myself. I'm enjoying this vibe, these lights, so thank you. Thank you so much.